No way to make rules of who can and cannot stand on a corner, exercise their right, as Gene points out, and obtain a signature. Now, in terms of this election, I told people in Sacramento some time ago, I think their mistake was they should have focused on one issue only and let the people make a decision. Do you want to change the way you do budgeting in the state of California and hold down the line on taxes, or do you want to raise taxes? Just that simple. The other issues, I think, totally messed up everything. I mean, everybody threw their own idea and into the pot for an initiative, and I think that was a foregone conclusion what was going to happen. They invited multiple adversaries clear across the board.
Okay, Correll?
I have well, first of all, of course, I want direct democracy. The Electoral College has to go. Please, just get rid of it. You know, it was invented at a time when the office sought the man and not the man sought the office, and there were no national campaigns. The initiative process bothers me because it's not about us anymore. $250 million were spent by lobby groups in this last election. People nowadays, I don't know about most of y'all, I mean, you all are smart, you listen to talk radio, we have to pay attention. Most people don't do a lot of research on these initiatives. They don't know from whatever about electric company regulation, this, that, and the other thing. They elect the member of our tribe to go up there and to vote with our best interest. And every time I see a special election and all these initiatives, it just says to me that they're not doing their job. And so, and more importantly, no offense, but I don't get, you know, these are complex issues. Most of us have to worry about our rent, our bills, what we're wearing to that party next week. We don't have time to worry. I mean, I know we should worry about it, but in the real world, in the world where most people live, they don't worry about these things on the initiative. They're looking at that going, oh, cheap drugs. Well, that sounds good. I love cheap drugs. Sounds fabulous. Let's check here. You know, I mean, they make decisions based on 60-second ads that are put forth by God knows who, and they try to sway your vote, and they do. So you make a decision based on 1 minute of television. That tells me the process is broken. And until the process gets fixed, I'm really sick of them coming back to us and saying, we can't do our jobs, we can't make a decision, so we're going to leave it to you, but we're not going to give you the information you really need. You're going to have to go look for it, but I'm going to spend a lot of money to convince you my way, and they're going to spend a lot of money to convince you the other. And most people walk out of the polls going, what? What did I just, vote for? Is it, I mean, you know, what's going on in there? And so I really believe that it does not work. It just doesn't work as it is now. It's broken. Right. It needs to be fixed.
Just change. Listen to KGO News Talk 810 729. I want to try to squeeze this in here. In August of this year, guys, Walmart opened a supercenter in Oakland. Over 11,000 job applicants lined up for 400 openings at Walmart. This is supposedly...
I was there.
This is, they wouldn't have hired you. Supposedly Walmart, hating Bay Area, see, you broke my line of thought there. This is supposedly Walmart hating Bay Area, okay? A lot of people lining up for a lot of jobs. It is a double-edged sword. It's a very complicated issue. It supports the commerce in the area, and yet the argument against it depresses wages. Is Walmart good or bad for the community? Bernie, let's start with you.
In California, the taxpayers sitting here tonight subsidize Walmart to the tune of $87 million. $87 million of social services and other programs are used to subsidize Walmart employees because they do not qualify for health care themselves or because of the wages they are paid. We also know that within Walmart itself, the hours are kept to a certain level so that you cannot become qualified in many cases for health care. And we also know that in many of the communities where Walmart exists, other stores are going out of business under economic survival of the fittest. Neighborhood stores go out of business. And on the one occasion where a Walmart got organized with a union, where they had moved into a community where other stores had been wiped out, the moment it looked like that store might be organized, Walmart closed it and moved on somewhere else. It is no accident that the number one retailer in red states is Walmart and the number one retailer in blue states is Costco, because the way they treat their employees and the way they do it. I don't see how anybody who has an ounce of moral care, concern or justice can walk into a Walmart and spend money there knowing the conditions under which they work. And as we saw last week, the federal government now admits that Walmart knew it was employing illegal immigrants to do work in their stores, and they went ahead and did it anyway. Now, Gene came up with a very interesting study in which, on the one hand, you save a lot of money by going to Walmart, but on the other hand, the wages are depressed, and what people here are going to have to decide at some point is whether or not the need to save money personally is as important as making sure people get paid a just wage. As far as
of course it is. Of course, people, this is a should care topic. People should care about what Walmart does and how Walmart treats its people and all of that stuff. But the fact is, most of us are broke or somewhere close. And we know that if we go to Walmart, it's cheap. I mean, that's what middle America knows. You go there and it's cheap and you can afford it. They're the fourth largest importer from China of anybody.
But it doesn't have to be that way, because Costco, I shop at Costco, and Costco saves you a ton of money yet.
Yeah, but all the stuff goes bad.
They pay a much better wage. They give medical benefits. They treat. In fact, Wall Street went to the CEO of Costco and said that the employees are treated better than the shareholders are, and he needed to change that in order for Wall Street to be happy with Costco. I don't want him to change that. I take great delight walking in there every time I walk in there, knowing that this is a place where there's a just wage being paid and people are able to make a living and not have to go to local social services, not have to get food stamps, not have to look at local medical care using emergency rooms as their clinic.
Guys,
Oh, yeah. You know what? You all are clapping, and I hear that. How many of you been to Walmart in the last month? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and be honest. How many of y'all been to Walmart in the last month? Exactly. It all sounds good, but the fact is, A, there's no place else to go. I mean, because they muscle everybody out, so where are you going to go? And B, it's cheap. And as we've seen, America likes cheap. Pamela Anderson, hello, we like cheap.
Let's add a little balance.
I start now.
Bernie,
why would you want to do that, Gene?
If Walmart closed, would California save $87 million in social service costs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? Well, where would all those people who now work at Walmart get jobs if Walmart
They'd be
closed?
Working for Costco.
Why weren't they? Well, then, Bernie, if
handing out samples every weekend.
No. Follow the bouncing ball. If that's the case, if Costco has all those available jobs, why did 11,000 people show up at Walmart in Oakland to get the jobs Walmart offered?
Because Costco's not open in enough places.
Yeah.
Because Costco doesn't have...
The truth of the matter is, Bernie, that there is no direct connection between Walmart's existence and social service payments in California.
No, there is a direct...
The people who qualify for social service would qualify for social service whether they worked at Walmart or they didn't. In fact, the truth is, if they didn't work for Walmart, they'd probably qualify for more social services than they do now.
No.
Now, what are we saying here with this? What exactly are we saying here?
We're saying that if you work full-time for Walmart, you have to get food stamps.
Not true. It's not true.
If you work full-time for Walmart, you have to use the local emergency and general hospital for your health care.
That is also not true.
Get benefits from
Bernie, you're generalizing. That is not true. It perhaps is true that some people who work at Walmart may need social services. That's certainly true, but not if anybody works at Walmart. But then now that we've talked about this, let's look at the bottom line. What are we saying? Should we pass a law that Walmart has to go out of business? Shall we take one of the most successful companies on earth, employing hundreds of thousands of people, paying taxes and returning investment to the people who hold their stock? Shall we put them out of business because we don't like the way they do business?
We don't have to put them out of business. We just don't have to shop there. We don't need the government. We don't need the government. We don't need anybody. We just need people to say, I'm going to find, if I can, I'm going to find a way to shop that does not encourage the Walmartization of the country. And if you talk about Walmart as an employer, there are numerous studies to show that Walmart has depressed wages across the board. Not only in their own employees, but with the people that are supplying them, and with the other products that are coming in. And we don't even have to talk about the social costs of Walmart and what it's done to music industry and other places in terms of it being the mommy and the daddy of us to tell us what we can see.
Bernie, what you're describing, it seems to me, is the kind of freedom that we people all talk about we want in our country. If you don't like Walmart, don't shop there.
Yes.
If Walmart is a success, if Walmart is a success, clearly the evidence is a lot of folks are shopping there. And if you're angry about Walmart,